Hello friends, I am Nikita. I am a national instructor and a chess trainer. Welcome to our YouTube channel Chess Kaksha. In today's video, we are going to learn about Ruy Lopez exchange variation. Ruy Lopez. It is the king of all openings in the history of chess. The Ruy Lopez begins with e4. The idea is gaining space in the center and opening pathways for the bishop and queen. Black will move e5. Black moves e5 with the same benefits. And f3. White targets a central pawn with developing a piece. Then black will move nc6. Black moves nc6 defending the e5 pawn. Bishop to b5. This move characterizes the Ruy Lopez. White bishop attacks the knight on c6, which is defending the pawn on e5. Black will move a6. Black challenges white's bishop. This is called Morphy's defense. Now, bishop cross c6. This is the exchange variation of Ruy Lopez. Fischer was very successful with this variation in the 1960s. You can see, here are two possibilities for black to capture white bishop either with b pawn or d pawn. Which is better? Yes, d cross c6 is the most logical capture because it opens up the diagonal for bishop and queen also. And you can see white has damaged the black pawn structure. On the other hand, black has the two bishop advantage. Nobody plays b cross c6. Why? Because after b cross c6, castling d6, d4, white is a tempo up. What if after d cross c6, white move n cross e5? Not a good move. Why was n cross e5 not a good choice? Because now black has a tactical idea. Can you see what it is? Yes, qd4, creating double attack on e4 and knight on e5. After which nf3, q cross e4 check. You can see black has regained the lost pawn. qe2, q cross e2 check, k cross e2, and after f6, equal position. d4 is also playable. White immediately forces an exchange. E cross d4, q cross d4, q cross d4, and cross d4, white leads in development. But Fischer chooses this castling after d cross c6. This was Fischer's way of giving strength to the exchange variation. After castling, black will move bishop to g4. This pins the knight. Then white will move h3. White wants to remove this bishop. Should black capture this knight on f3 or move backward his bishop? Neither of this. Black responds with shocking h5. At first, this move looks waste of time, but in reality, white can't take this bishop on g4 because if white makes the capture, then h cross g4. This will open up the h file for the black rook on h8, after which n cross e5, white can move the attack knight. qh4, threatening checkmate by qh2 or qh1, checkmate. f3, white has created an escape route for the king. But with this move, black takes control on the square f2. Now, king can't move to f2 and checkmate is unavoidable. ng4. White tries ng4 but of no importance because black is going to checkmate white by qh1, checkmate. So, instead of this h cross g4, white should not take this. d3 is best move here. Now, squares are opened the diagonals for bishop on c1 And knight can also utilize this square d2. Qf6, creating space for queenside castling, and bd2. B cross f3 and cross f3. Black is a pawn up. So, you can see by capturing knight on c6, white loses strength on light square, and this will allow black to develop more freely. Therefore, best players in the world try to keep bishop on the board by moving ba4, which was the main line of Ruy Lopez. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.